All right. Facebook is taking its sweet time tonight. Oh, there we go. It's just jumped on for us. Welcome, one and all, to another episode of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
Normally we do the Hard Rock Show, quote unquote, on the Sundays, but this week we're doing it on the Thursday because we didn't do anything at all last Sunday on account of being exceptionally busy with other things, which we'll get to in a moment. Thank you all for tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter via Periscope. Hopefully you're all keeping well out there, especially those of you up in Sydney at the moment or New South Wales. Our thoughts are with you. Stay safe. Forget the rhetoric back and forth between states and politics. Just try and keep yourself healthy up there. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the latest releases from Helloween, Fear Factory, Styx, and Rawtism, a fucking one hell of a diverse collection of music there. We're getting into all sorts of territory. We're going to be having a bit of a chat about some really good news we got last night in a second as well. But before we get stuck in all that, make sure you follow us. Our details are in the description of this or the post, whether you're tuning into this one live now with us or later on or audio, whatever. The details are there. Follow us and please do check out our sponsors too. A big thank you to Squidding, Screen Printing, Alt Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Their details are in there as well. And if you'd like to help us out directly, we have a link to PayPal and Patreon and whatever else. So have a look. And if you can give us any help to allow us to do more, that'd be greatly appreciated. Got some of our regulars here already. So Sally's jumped in on YouTube to say hello, guys. So good to see you here, Sally. And Tim, another regular of ours, good to see you again. And it was good to have you chatting with us the other night as well, which is pretty cool. That was a lot of fun. So we've got, I'm pretty sure we're going to be covering one of the albums he wants to talk about tonight. We'll see how we go. Then we got Nikki. Hello, Nikki. Good to see you again. Chatted to you last night with the mighty Acolyte. That was good fun last night. Not last night, night before. Sorry. I'll get to why I'm mixing my days up in a second. Michael Gowers jumped in, another regular, saying, hey, good, awesome. Thank you for jumping in. Nudes is saying hello again, so this is awesome. And Darren Humphreys has saying congrats on the extra years, that's what we'll be talking about in just a second. And Tim also said it was great fun in return. So yes, it was a lot of fun the other night. I'll explain all that in a moment. Here we go. Rawtism. Yo guys, I got my beer and my box of tissues just in case. We'll see how we go. You know you're going to get our honest thoughts, so thank you for tuning in as well. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. So like I said, we're going to be talking about the latest releases from Helloween, Fear Factory, Styx, and Rawtism. Rawtism being a local band, hence the comment there from YouTube. But yeah, we'll get into it all in a second, into our good news. But first of all, Dave, we've seen each other on the weekend, but the world hasn't seen you since last Thursday, was it? Were you on Thursday?
Pretty much. Yeah, last time I was on one of these. Yeah, not much is happening. Usual, listening to music, drinking, playing with the family. It's all good. I had a bit of an eventful day at work a couple of days ago, so I'll tell a little story. Okay. This is hilarious. Okay, so I work in the wax factory. The second floor is where we mix up the wax in these vats, and then it comes down a pipe and we pour it on the first floor. So the filter goes underneath, and it got stuck at the end of one batch. So I'm trying to take it off, and it's taken the whole column off on the bottom of the vat. So I grab the wrench.
Did you get covered again?
What's that?
Did you get covered again?
No, this time I didn't get covered with it. This is more destructive than that. So we had upstairs on the wall, there's 6 little scales. They go to each bat. They're electronic, and they're like this little box. Underneath that, I've got some tools. So I ran upstairs, grabbed the mallet, grabbed a wrench, held the pipe, smacked the mallet onto the filter, and got it free. Got all that done. Ran back upstairs to put the mallet back on the shelf, and instead of just walking over to it and putting it down, I'm rushing past, and I threw the damn thing onto the shelf. Unfortunately, it didn't hit the shelf. It hit one of the boxes and broke the fucking front off. It shattered. I'm like, oh, shit. So I'm like gathering little bits of this thing. I go downstairs to the guy who also works with me. I'm like, I've done something really stupid. I'm like showing him bits, like, what the hell's that off? I'm like, one of the scale boxes upstairs. Like, what'd you do? I threw a mallet at it. So I was freaking out because I thought my boss is going to kill me, and my mate's just laughing. I was just like, I found the funny side. I was like, oh, fuck. So went and told my boss, and he's like, "Oh, dude, it happens, so we'll get it fixed." So it all worked out fine in the end. But I feel like a fucking idiot. Like an extra step, and I wouldn't have destroyed this damn thing by throwing a mallet at it. You wouldn't hear about it. Yeah. So yeah, the good news is because we missed out on the Christmas party last year, he's taken the whole crew out to tea in a couple of weeks at a restaurant. So I destroy stuff and I get rewarded for it.
This could be a dangerous precedent for you. You're going to take that and run with it now.
Oh yeah, I'm like, anyone else want something that needs fixing? I'll just throw a mallet at it. It's becoming a running joke.
Oh, you in that place, you get a story every few months, because that's what I was referencing before, that when you mentioned that you're going to undo things, last time you did it, you got absolutely covered in wax.
Yeah, that's why I wear my hat backwards at work like a wanker. But yeah, the hair's tucked underneath, it covers the back, so if I do get wax dripped on me, it covers the hat. And yeah, the last thing I want is wax in there, but getting it all down your back of your jacket and down your pants is not fun. And it's fucking hot too, because it cooks at like 110 degrees.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
I'm with you on the cap backwards thing. I would do that at work when I'm printing, because the adhesive glue we use, it just fucking sprays into the air. And with hair, as you've got the same deal as mine. Long hair with glue is not a good combination, so I wear a cap backwards to keep it out of it. I feel like a dick when I'm doing it, but it's right. It's that, or I spend an hour trying to brush the shit out of it, or try and get it out in general. It's painful.
Screw that. That's easier. Plus, you can pretend to be a hip hop guy.
Yeah. Although
like, yo,
one of your idols used to do it. Axel used to do it a bit, so.
Yeah, that's true. But he had a bandana underneath it. He went the whole hog.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do that. My head's too big.
Yeah, I'm sure Julia's nodding in agreement in the corner, but if Jodie's watching, she's laughing at that right now as well. She always talks about that sort of stuff. Same as you on the actual, work-life front. Not much to tell. It's been another week. The long story short is just how fucking knackered I am this week, which I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, otherwise, life is good. Happy but tired, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Nothing to stress about now. And the fact that we get 3 more years is the kicker that we all kind of needed. So we'll get onto that. Just quickly, Ben Albert jumped in and say, hey, guys. So, hey, Ben on Facebook, thanks for joining us tonight. So let's talk about the elephant in the room that everyone's congratulating us for. And it's not just us. It's all of Channel 31 and Channel 44 and all the programs involved. We all got a nice surprise yesterday afternoon to find out that we're not getting just a regular 12-month extension like we've been getting for years now. We're getting a 3-year full-blown extension to 2024, which means we get to terrorize TV screens for 3 more years, which is fantastic for us. I'm not so sure about everyone else, but we love it. It's going to be like I don't know. How do you feel about that, first off? Because I could go on for hours. But because when the news came through, when I sent it to the group chat, we got going, no one expected that at all. It was a shock. So what did you think when you saw that? I
was sitting on the couch. My kids were making origami. They were playing up, making origami. Jay's listening to some music on her headphones. And it comes through on the messenger. And I'm just, what? And Julia's like, what? Are you going to tell us, or are you just going to gape at your phone? Like, I honestly could not speak. I'm like, holy shit! Wow. We've been extended for 3 years, and it was like a week earlier, because last year was like the 11th hour, literally. Yeah. When we found out we're getting an extension, it was just 1 year, like it has been for the past 5 years. And to know that we've got 3 years where we can actually, not just us, but every show on the network can actually plan their brand and whatever path they want to take, and make some actual solid plans to grow whatever it is that they want to promote from what they're doing. And it's fantastic to have that type of longevity to plan for the future, which is awesome. I'm shocked that it actually happened.
Yeah, it was when I got the email, and then I sent it through to you guys when I saw the public post. I've just gone, because it was literally an email was like, Antenna Awards, which will be public information on that soon enough. But it was antennas and license extension. I'm like, what? And it read the email, and it's like straight away, bang. It's like, wow, okay, that happened. And that's a credit to, apparently it started in the upper house. They wanted to pass, amendments and and legislation, like amendments to legislation on broadcasting and that, which Labor wanted to go further, which gives me hope that if we vote out the LNP at the next election, we might be able to make this a permanent thing. So don't put the LNP first, put them last at the next election, so we can hopefully keep community television around for a lot longer, as petty a reason as it might be in the world, but that's one that's important to me. So yeah, the news when that came through, because I was 50-50 on it even to begin with. Like a part of me was like, if they renew us, it'll be for a year, and okay, that would not be surprising. But if they didn't renew us and they just killed it off entirely, I wouldn't be surprised either, because it was becoming a bit of an embarrassment to the government now after being trying to kill it off since 2014, year after year after year of extensions, so on and so forth. It's fucking crazy. And so I thought, it's pretty embarrassing for them now. They're eventually going to have to pull the pin on this thing and just get it over and done with. And then they did the opposite, which was for 3 years. And I was like, what? That wasn't even a conversation that was had behind the scenes at all with anyone. So in my conversations with people at the network, or networks, I should say, we're on both of them, there was never any word of a 3-year thing. That was never part of the conversation, while Dave is getting distracted by either Julia or the kids.
He's getting into the medicinal drinks.
So yeah, that was really, really good news. So we're ecstatic about that. It's like you said, you get 3 more years, you get some stability now. It's the most stable time we've had since 2014 to actually make plans, get things going on. There's a lot more announcements to come with the future of community television, and this gives them the time they need to actually establish a baseline, especially in the middle of a pandemic, to get the finances sorted out so they can make this thing a more long-term thing to work out, because they were pretty much going to go under if they were pulled the pin now, because 80% of the revenue is still tied into TV. So it's a big deal, and we're very, very happy to have 3 more years, and congratulations to all involved. It was just, it suddenly happened, and bang, here we go. I was really honestly expecting that we might not even find out until like 11:59 on the 30th of June. That's what I thought would be the time we'd find out. I just wouldn't put it past them, but we got it early, and we can now make plans. And it was actually early enough for me to change the episode scheduling I had planned out, because we got together on Saturday with a whole lot of people. Tim Caterson, who's in our chat here, he was part of the grouping for that. And we had a lot of fun rattling off some clips we wanted to play. We were having a grand old time sitting there getting wasted and in this platform, but we were just having some drinks and talking about old times and, having some fun. So you're going to get about a whole month of that sort of stuff, because we filled out so much time on that. I've started editing it. It was going to be a massive 6-hour episode that I was putting together, and that's why I'm so fucking tired this week. But then the news came through yesterday afternoon, and I was like, okay, I can actually sleep tonight. So we're going to get the first 2 hours of that out to people on Saturday night on Channel 31, and then we'll continue rolling it out over the month of July with the balance of whatever it doesn't make it week to week. We'll be going into the July marathon after our Metal Church special, which is how we're rolling things out now. So we managed to get that sort of stuff going on. So stay tuned to our socials, keep up to date with it. I know I'm waffling a bit. I'll try not to, but I am very tired, so forgive me today. It's been a long week, because we filmed it on Saturday. I spent all Sunday on it. I've worked every day and done this when I get up in the morning and when I get home at night. So I'm spending 8 hours plus each day on that, editing, along with working the day job and trying to get everything done at home as well. So it's been an insane week for me. So forgive me if I'm not quite at my peak.
You don't sleep, man.
No, I don't. You know that, but a lot of that. There's a lot of hours. Yeah, a bit insane with how much work goes into it, but I love it. So I wouldn't know what to do myself if I wasn't doing it. I'm pretty sure I'd drive Jody and the kids mad if I wasn't doing some of this. So that's how it works. So yes, I'll work tomorrow. We'll do the stream tonight. I'll work tomorrow, and then Saturday I'm sleeping. That's it. I'm not doing anything fucking else on Saturday. I'm sleeping. So yeah, good luck trying to get a hold of me over the next few days. I'm going to try and get some downtime in. But yeah, great news all around. We're stoked. 3 more years on telly. So look out, Adelaide and Melbourne. We're going to be, like I said, abusing the television screens for 3 more years. So it's just fantastic news for everyone involved. So thank you to everyone that signed and supported us. The petition and all that sort of stuff was great. So we did a lot of stuff there. It was awesome. So we're here. We're going good. And speaking of good news, Fuel to Fire, got a new CD coming soon. Awesome. Keep us in the loop with that. Getting a lot of congratulations, Michael from Facebook and Rawtism. Also doing it, Nikki. Nikki didn't see the message in the group chat. She just saw the Facebook post. So that's what it is there. Sally jumped in and said, yes, Channel 31 is the only channel I watched and I wasn't expecting either. So, yeah, a lot of us were really thinking this was it this time. Tough was saying, Tough's joined us on YouTube, so thank you for jumping in yet again, another regular of ours. I was going to vote for that dude on Australian Idol. Well, you can vote for him if you like, just don't vote for the LNP. But he's also saying, you're getting cancer, but Big Brother is still on, this country is fucked. Well, that is one way to look at it. Jay also jumped in to say great news, so thanks for jumping in, and cheers for saying great news to us. We're all very happy. Tough's gone, you're a legend. I'll try and get some rest. I don't know about the legend stuff, but I'll try my best. And Sally's gone, have chocolate. Yep, I will do that. We have chocolate inside, actually. One of our kids works at a chocolate factory, so it's all good. There you go, Dave. So that'll be in the back of your memory bank for another time, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, let's get into some reviews. Let's start this thing off. Let's start with the local band first, yeah, like we normally do. You good with that?
Okay.
All right. So in the links, you'll find, or in the details, you'll find the links that you need for this. But right now, I'm going to put a link in the comments as well. So please follow these links and all that sort of stuff. You know what to do by now if you've been watching us for a while. Hit the links in the comments, or if you can't see it there, check it out in the description of this episode. I'm putting a link in there in just a second while I just do this quick cut and paste thing. For Rawtism, the local band that we interviewed the other week on our Tuesday night stream. And we're going to put the clip in the comments right now for the video Stay Metal. And that is their newest video from memory. So, Keith, if you're watching on YouTube still, get ready because this is all for you right about now. So this is Rawtism, Raw and Off Its Head, 6 tracks, 32 minutes, the debut EP from the Australian band, released May 2021 independently. Though it's only just been officially launched, self-produced by the band, 2 singles have been released in Go Rawtistic and Stay Metal. There's also a cover of Sultans of Swing on this one, and we recently chatted to the band on our Tuesday night stream the other week. So now it's time to give these guys the overdue review treatment. My God, I am tired. Anyway, over to you.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything from this band before, so when I put it on, I thought, okay, a bit of a punk hardcore style. And then within a couple of seconds, or about 30 seconds or so, they bring in this awesome melody, and there's some really impressive lead work. Riffs are really energetic and engaging, as the title suggests. It's got a very raw feel, but it's just, there's no overflash production, no bullshit. It's just this band comes from the musicians playing their instruments, and it's fucking good. It's obviously influenced by the thrash metal genre, but it's the whole new spin on it, really. It's not recycled ideas or recycled riffs. It's very straightforward, honest, in your face. It's pretty much plug and play, but they let the music do the job. Solos are fucking amazing. So there were times where I'm just like, oh man, that was cool. I'm clicking back on Spotify to hear the solo part again.
Well, here's a tidbit for you. Keith, the guitarist, used to be in an old band with Dennis back in the day.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I can see them doing the dual harmony shit.
Yeah.
The solos itself bring a whole new texture to the songs. And you hear people saying that solos take you to another place in the song, but they really do on this one. It's just very cool. Vocals are really cool, and suit this style of music really well. I think I'm tired too. That scream at the end of Stay Metal, that's fucking cool. I'm just like, okay, when's he gonna let it go? When's he gonna let it go? And no, it keeps it. This is cool. The song title with all the initials, is it standing for Bang Your Head and Shut the Fuck Up?
Yes, it is.
Beautiful. Got it right. That is a very cool song. Having that little talking about who the fuck is this band, this shit. It was fun. Cover of Souls on the Swing, very well done. And heard that song millions of times, but having that thrash metal tone in it just brings out a new vibe. I thought that was very cool. Overall, it's very cool EP. Yeah, it sounded really good. Overall, really fun EP to listen to and a great introduction to the band. Be good to see what they do next. I'm looking forward to it. 7 out of 10. And Thrash's Endurance and Stay Metal were my standouts.
Okay, cool. Very nice. This is pure unadulterated raw thrash on this one. If you like it old school, get on this one. If you like anything from Harlot, Hobbsy, Anthrax, and the Big Four in general, this is one of those ones you're going to really get a kick out of. Like, so I got a bit of a Hobbsy vibe. Hobbs Angel of Death was a bit of a vibe on this one. I liked, there's plenty of riffs, some fantastic lead work like you covered off. I like the rhythm section on this too. The drums really add to the intensity on this one. The bass really pushes and fills it out nicely as well. For how frantic this is right from the start, this has a hell of a lot of groove as well. And I think that's important because that keeps it really interesting to listen to. Energy is infectious, great gear changes, no ballads, not a single fucking moment like that. The slowest it gets is when they're talking, basically. And that's just like, the simulation of a live setting kind of a thing. I think that for a completely self-produced release, this actually sounds pretty damn good. And if anything, that sort of raw edge adds to the element and the fun of this one. You don't want this one to be all polished up like you get with things like Accept and D. Snyder or Judas Priest, the latest ones, are all really high production kind of value. This one doesn't have that, and it doesn't need it. If anything, that would take away from the charm of this one because you want that raw grit in this release, and it works really well for him. I think the mix is done really nicely. The vocals cut through just right. It's got a really tough bottom end and a really brittle, harsh sort of top end. It works really nicely. The whole sonic palette of this is really put together really well. So, for self-produced, they did a damn good job of this. They were talking in an interview. They did it basically in a laptop in one of their rooms. I was like, that's pretty fucking special. So well done. They got it just right with that, and just, it's the whole thing about get some good times at the start and just sort of mix it the best you can. They did a good job with that from start to finish. It won't win any awards. There's not any tricks involved, but it's great for the style, capture the energy, all that sort of stuff. Just kept it real, and the honesty works for him. All the performances are fantastic on this one, from, vocals to guitar to drums to bass. There's not a weak link in this at all, and I think that, the lyrics are what really make this one cut through, though. It's completely unapologetic. It's in your face. It's fun, but there is some serious bite in there too. Not afraid to make a stand, and I think that's what makes this really cool, and sort of, again, adds to that whole old school ethos on this one a bit. I've given this one quite a few spins. It's not lost any of its staying power. The appeal is still there. And the cover on this, Sultans of Swing, is not a song I would have thought a thrash band would or should cover. But they do a really good job of it. It makes it interesting. It really does spice up. They don't stray too far from the composition of the song, but the edge and the tones and that make it really different and interesting to sort of take in. Like, if you're an old school thrash head or metalhead, get on this one. This is right up your alley. Give it a go. I love it. I reckon it's good things from these guys, and hopefully they keep going on because this is a really good start. 8 out of 10. Stay metal. You'll get what's coming. But yeah, Bang Your Head Shut the Fuck Up is a great song as well. Thrash's Endurance, like you said, is another great one too. So there's some, out of all the tracks on this one, there's no duds. So yeah, check it out. You'll find something there for sure to enjoy. So yeah, get on that one. Check it out. If you like your metal, that's for you. Going into the comments, Benjamin Payne, our good friend Benjamin Payne. Here's trouble. So yes, thank you for jumping in again. Nudes loves it. He said awesome stuff. Battle jacket worthy. Yes, it is. Hey Nudes, and if it is definitely battle jacket worthy. What else? Okay, Benjamin's been listening to Disentomb here in New Zealand. Okay, cool. All right. Tough has jumped in to say they take me back to being 19 years old, staying at my mate's house, staying up all night, eating pizza, watching the WWE videotapes we hired at the video shop while making metal mixtapes. Yep, that sounds all right. Carol has jumped in on Facebook. Good to see you again, Carol. It's been a while. She's gone, hey, all missed you a lot. Yes, we're all still kicking. Good to have you here as well. And we're getting some nice comments coming through. Here we go. Nikki's jumped in to say Thrash's Endurance is her favorite. It's a banger. Yes, that is a very, very, very cool one as well. And Rawtism have gone. So I think they're pretty happy with the review, as they should be. It's a great little EP. It's on Spotify. It's on all your platforms. So go and check it out and support the band if you want to as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. Fantastic work, guys. Well done. Well worth the wait. And hopefully much more to come from you guys in the future.
Yeah.
But now we do need to continue this little train rolling. So we're going to move on to the next one now, which is going to be Styx. You're all good for that one as well?
Yeah.
We're going.
What a change of views, man.
Oh man, we are going to seriously change gears all night long on this one. This is fucking insane. So in the links and in the comments, check out the one for Styx Crash of the Crown, which is also the title of the album for the matter. But that's the song. There's a lyric video for that. So please do check that out to change gears drastically from thrash with Rawtism to Styx, which is pure unadulterated classic rock. So we're changing gears. Here we go. Styx, Crash of the Crown, 15 tracks, 43 minutes, the 17th studio album from the American band, released June 2021 via Universal Music Group, produced by Will Ivankovich, who also co-wrote the album. 2 singles have been released so far in the title track and Reveries, a classic band we've not spent a lot of time on here at the show. So this one was actually pretty popular in the lounge. So join our Facebook group, the THRS Lounge, to get involved in the weekly polling we do about, sort of what are the albums people want to check out. And this one was pretty popular. So we figured about time we give this band a go. So Dave, how did you go?
My only knowledge of this band has been from that 70s show. There was an episode where all the kids were talking about going to see Black Sabbath, but Eric wanted to go and see Styx. So he camped out for tickets so he could be first in line. He was actually the only one in line. So I have never heard a single song from this band, so I can't compare this to anything that they've done before. And first song, right from the very start, I was actually pleasantly surprised when I first put this on. The very first thought was, wow, this reminds me of Dream Theater's album Octavarium. If you're familiar with that album, a lot of the keyboard work from Jordan Rudess, the synth sounds very similar to what they're doing on here in tone and style. So if you like the heavier stuff, but you like the softer side of Dream Theater as well, I'm sure this band was probably a big influence on them. Because I always thought they were like Rush meets Metallica. Could actually be Styx meets Iron Maiden as well. Anyway, this is actually a pretty good listen. Production is nice and clean. Everything's clear and sits nicely together. In terms of composition, it's very much 70s prog album territory. But the production gives them the modern feel. So it's kind of updating what music that you're familiar with.
Got that too.
Yeah. It's filled with catchy choruses, hooky melodies, and good upbeat vibes. It's a happy album, which is weird. The sample of Churchill's speech in the song Save Us From Ourselves, it's odd hearing that because I'm expecting to hear Aces High. Because Iron Maiden's Live After Death, and I grew up listening to that album. So hearing that sampled in something else, it's like, okay, this is different. It feels weird. Anyway, I think the synths work really well with the acoustic tracks. Probably the best thing about this album. The song Hold Back the Darkness is a really good example of those two instruments blending together, which is interesting because an acoustic guitar is such a natural, straight-up instrument, and synths is so electronically generic, but they work really well together. Yeah. In some ways, it reminds me of Pink Floyd, but more major chords than minor chords. So it's like the happy version, less drugs. I would have absolutely hated this when I was 15. I would have just turn this fucking wimpy shit off. But these days, I can appreciate good songwriting, good performances, branched out with my taste. I don't think I'll pop it on for many repeat spins all the time, but if I heard it, I wouldn't turn it off. If you like some of the oddball 70s prog rock bands like Gentle Giant or maybe Wishbone Ash, you might be interested in the little 26 instrumental section, 26-second instrumental track, Another Farewell. It's just really odd music, but it's not really Zapperish, but some of the oddball shit he might have done. Sunday afternoon music, or if you had a really shit day at work and you burn out, you just want something easy to listen to. All right, album, gap 7 out of 10. Hold Back the Darkness, Common Ground, and Coming Out the Other Side were my standouts. Okay,
cool. This is about as old school classic rock as we're likely to get on the show. Straight out of the 70s musically, but sonically brought right up to today. It's got your harmonized vocals, like right from the start. The vocal harmonies are right there. Kind of reminds me of Kansas a little bit. Really bright tones. Synth all over the top. Acoustic guitar used to fill things out nicely alongside electric. The electric guitar is really not used that heavily. It's much more of a color or texture instrument on this one. The acoustic guitar and the synth is the anchor points instrumentally along with the vocals. There's other things in there too. There's pianos and bongos and other instruments as well, which makes it an interesting little journey to listen to musically. But there's some nice weight to this. The bass and the drums in particular really anchor this down. It gives it a nice thudding sort of contrast with the bright top end from the synth and the harmonies vocal. Like some of those harmonies get up there as well. You got some solid riffs in there for accents, and that helps along too. So this has a bit more weight than you expect. Like when we're talking about this one, it's very classic rock. It's not the most metal thing out there, not by a long way, but this has, it's not a heavy, bang your head heavy. It's got some weight to it. There's some substance here. pretty cool. You know, it has some gravity to it. What they've done well is they've used Foley and composition to make this album a journey. The flow between tracks is really well done. I appreciated this on the deep listen. The casual listen, like in the background or through little, you know, ear pods at work, whatever else, isn't quite going to do this one justice. One you got to sit down with. The way they put it together, the songs feel like chapters in a novel, and that's what this album really feels like to me. It's not doesn't feel like a concept per se, but it feels, you know, like there's a narrative going on. Lyrics are well done as well. Solid storytelling, straight out of the heyday as well. It's performed with conviction and emotion. The feel overall is what dragged me into this album. I liked the Churchill speech. That really sort of brought drama to this record. I don't know what you're talking about. But for me, I was able to separate that and just take it as it was. And while it's a long way from the heaviest thing, there is drama here. The composition, the performances also really make this really, I don't know, that and the pacing of this one, the tempo changes, it all could have kept me really interested. I thought the old, peaks and troughs thing that I always bang on about, that was done really, really well on this. It's got your vintage approach with modern production. That's what this is all about. This is the 70s and the 2020s all blending together in one fell swoop. Feels like a classic vinyl mix, but it's really contemporary. Great tones, great balance, heaps of layering, but you can hear absolutely everything perfectly. And sitting down on vinyl would be fantastic. This is a vinyl album, I reckon. Yeah. It feels like that. I liked how they shifted what instruments were being used when, that really helped to keep this thing moving. It's not a pacey listen, but it's not boring either. I don't know what you think of that, but I didn't find it boring at all. It just kept moving. It just found a way to move. For something that's not that pacey, it moved nicely. This is much more beautiful and aggressive, so to speak, but it's remarkably well done. If you like genuine classic rock, this is one you really should check out. It's a fine little surprise for me. For execution alone, this is worth listening to. It just sucks you in and keeps you coming back for more. I really did enjoy this one quite a lot. It's a feel-good album. It makes you feel good while you're listening to it, but it's just got a good classic, feel, vibe, sound, all that stuff to it. It's really nicely done. If you like classic rock, get on this one. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I really did enjoy it. Wow. Coming out the other side, Hold Back the Darkness, To Those, and Save Us From Ourselves. There's a lot of other tracks in there that I enjoyed too. So it's one of those ones where, like I said, the deep listen, like before that listen, I wasn't completely sold on it. The deep listen just fucking hooked me. Once I stuck it on with the headphones and nothing to distract me, it was like, okay, wow, this is pretty cool. So I really did enjoy it a lot more than I honestly expected I would. But, yeah, there we go. Okay, we're getting some more comments coming through, which is cool. Alrighty, people are going back and forth about Rawtism. Yes, people enjoy that one. And Benjamin has jumped in saying, Nikki, he's a big fan of Nikki's. So there you go, Nikki. Get on YouTube. Here we go. Tim has jumped in to say the only Styx song I've ever heard was Eric Cartman singing "Come Sail Away." So yes, that's a common trend among a lot of us here. That's about the limit of my experience with this band as well. But yeah, it's a cool little album, this one. Tough jumped in. That is some trippy shit. I don't know what to think. Check out the album though. The album is worth your time. Benjamin jumped in saying, I think Argus is the best LP cover since forever. Okay, well there we go. And Brad Wolf. A new one today on Facebook. Can you play Doo-Doo on My Shoe Makes Me Think of You? I don't know. Can you, Dave? Because I don't think I can.
I can try if you hum the melody.
You can get your guitar out. That's about as close as we're going to get. We can't play clips on this one. We can only share links, unfortunately. Sorry. Benjamin's asking something there about Tangaroa. I don't think I've listened. If that's the new Alien Weaponry one, I haven't listened to it properly yet. I haven't had a chance to. And Tuff's going, the video clip, I'm waiting to see Reddit at the end saying, how dare you? That's actually kind of fitting. And David James says, love your work, guys. So, yep, cool. Cheers for that. Benjamin Payne's going, wow, 9 out of 10. That's like Rush 2112 of Styx. And it's a pretty bloody good album. And it's kind of, actually, the Rush comparison isn't bad because you struggle with Rush and this one didn't grab you as much, whereas I really enjoyed the Rush special. And this album spoke to me. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in this one. So if you want a bit more, like you said, the Sunday album, this is what that is. It's one to check out when you want a bit more sedate, but it's really well done. And Nikki saying hi back to Ben. So there we go. We're getting some people jumping back and forth in the comments with each other. There we go. All right. Time to keep the trainer rolling. We're going to move to another massive, monumental gear change now. Shit. I don't know how we're getting away with this tonight, but we're doing it. Next up, in the links and in the comments, check out the clip we're putting in now. This is Fear Factory. The clip is Recode. We are going all over the joint tonight. This is going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, if you like your industrial music, this is where we're going next. So we've gone from pure thrash to classic rock to industrial. This is Fear Factory with Aggression Continuum. 10 tracks, 49 minutes. The 10th studio album for the American band, released June 2021 by Nuclear Blast. Produced by Andy Sneap. 3 singles have been released, including Disruptor and Fuel Injected Suicide Machine. This album marks the longest break between releases and in the band's history, with this coming out after some serious legal dramas. And while this was the band's first time releasing with a consistent lineup since 2005, vocalist Burton C. Bell left the band prior to release. His vocals are still present on this one, though, and they were recorded back in 2017. It's very interesting times for this band, but we will see what's going on with this one. Dave, I'm really curious as to how you went with this one.
Yeah. I haven't listened to Fear Factory since Demanufacture came out. That album was fucking amazing. At the time, there's something different that you hadn't heard before. All the songs were awesome. And I remember hearing a lot about that band. Talking to some mates at school, and a guy lent me the CD. I took it home. It's like, fuck, this is absolutely incredible. So I became a big Fear Factory fan when I was about 17. Then they released Remanufacture, and that pissed me off. It was around the same time Rob Zombie released his fucking remix albums as well, and that put me off the whole new metal thing very quickly. I fucking hate remixes. Write a song, record it, then write some new ones. Don't sit in front of the computer fucking up your old ones. Anyway, flash forward 25 years to Aggression Continuum. This is fucking great. This is the Fear Factory I knew from the Demanufacture, and they've moved on and experimented with some things, but it's still very much a Fear Factory album. Yep. Big sounding guitars, lots of bass, and I'm not hearing much triggers on the drums, as there was apparently some in Demanufacture. I wish Tim was here because I'd love to get his opinion on that. So there's a slight change in the drumming style. I don't really know all that much about drums, but it doesn't have that click, which I actually liked in the previous album. But they sound a bit more natural on this.
Yeah, it's warmer. This is warmer. Less industrial in tone, warmer, more natural. Yeah,
which I like. Great composition, nice contrast between the heavy and the clean tones. They always do this fucking great. Clean vocals sound amazing. I know there's an effect on it, but fuck, he's the right vocalist to have that effect. You can't just chuck that effect onto a vocalist that can't project the way he does. And it's always been one of the cool things about this band that I heard. He's got a great tone to his voice.
Have you ever checked out Ascension of the Watchers? His other band? Check that out.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Ascension of the Watchers. They released an album last year. That's a good one. Check it out.
Okay, I will, because I do like it. It got me wondering, when nu metal was rising in popularity, was that around the same time fans started to get more aware of production? Because production is a big part of their sound, and I think you hear more fans talk about it than they did back in the early days. So I don't know if nu metal and production was something that started to develop at the same time.
But I think what Nine Inch Nails and other bands were doing as well really put that stuff on the map too, by actually making a big point of using, industrial sound
as an instrument. But it's cool what they do. As I've said, the vocals are great, and this is the type of harsh vocals that I like. There's some melody to them, and you can actually tell who it is. A lot of people that do the harsh vocals, they sound a dime a dozen, but this, you hear a Fear Factory song, it's Bell. The first song, Recode, that really sparked my interest straight away, because there's a lot of keys in the background, and something about the style and the composition really reminded me of what you get from symphonic metal. And I don't know if that was done intentionally, but it's very subtle. But if you listen closely, it's something that you would get that the backdrop of a symphonic metal song would have. So it could be cool to get a combination of those styles, industrial metal and symphonic metal. If you had like a full actual symphony rather than MIDI or sampled shit with that type of production, you could bring, because both are very powerful fucking forms of music. You bring them together, it could be really worth exploring. But Fear Factory are the pioneers of industrial metal, and this is how it's done right. With every genre, you got the originals, then you got the imitators. And the imitators seem to be the ones that you hear the most of. But when you go back to a band that created something like this, and they got a new album, man, it's fucking great. I gave it 9 out of 10.
Yep.
Recode, Aggression Continuum, Purity, Collapse, Cognitive Dissonance. Standouts, and it was a great album.
Cool. Yeah, that was. I wasn't sure how you go because of the your general distaste.
Yeah, I'm not a big industrial metal fan.
Yeah. Industrial isn't really your thing. Out of all of us, that's more an area that I delve into more than most of us. But no, it was cool to hear you go so well with it. Long story short, if you know Fear Factory, you know what you're getting. This is that band, and it sounds fantastic. They just know how to do industrial metal. Blistering drums and riffs, which is one hell of a solid platform for the vocals and the lyrics in particular to launch from this one. And considering that it was done, the lyrics and the vocals were done 2017, this feels really current. Like there are some songs on this that are like, I thought they were written during the Black Lives Matter protests and things like that. There's some serious weight to what's going on. I mean, there usually is with Burton's work in that regard, but it's pretty fucking insane how relevant it is when it's pretty much almost 5 years old kind of thing, which is pretty well done. You got some nice Foley on this one. There's some little dialogue moments in this one as well. This thing has a nice sort of sci-fi vibe to it, and if you watch the clip to Recode, it all kind of makes sense. It ties in with all that sort of stuff. It's got this sort of post-apocalyptic, humans versus robots kind of a vibe going on, which is hard to pull off without making it really tacky, but they did a really good job of it, and there's a little, I think, nod to that at the very end, which I'll get to. Some nice melody. There always is with these guys. It's never just a full-on brutal attack, but there is always melody, and it's that beautiful mix between that beauty and the brutality that they do so well. And Burton is a gun at it. His album with Geezer was fucking great as well. So he's really good at what he does, and like you said, he's distinct. He's unique. He doesn't sound like anyone else out there, and you know who it is. As soon as you hear that voice, you know exactly who it is, and even with the growl, that's really cool. Yeah. For as big of a sound wall as this has in production, this is really deep. It doesn't clip at all. It's really kicks. This punches out of speakers. There's not a lot of top end. There's a lot more focus on the bottom end, which gives it a nice warmth. And that organic feel in the sounds was really appreciated. Not really heavily digitized or heavily industrialized. That impact comes from the riffs and the drums. Sonically a bit warmer than that. Not really a sterile mix at all. And it's just, I don't know, it really rumbled, but there was enough in the top end with the synth work going on, subtly layered in beneath it all, that was really well done. And then what they did with the synth too is that they used it to go along with the vocal melody, which really made that sort of stick in your head and turn it into a hook element, which was really cool. And then, at other points, they just have, it comes over the top a bit and then goes in the background again. They did a really good job with that as an instrument in the composition and the performance of it across the board. It's got really nice EQ on the vocals as well, which, changes the tone of them, but also, accents the vocals in such a way, like when it goes, brutal to clean, the effects are always nice on it, but it also, every single thing they did made the vocals cut through in the mix so the lyrics were really clear, which is really important and helped to add to that drama and impact of this one too. And that's the word for this album. It's all that impact. There's some really nice groove on it at the same time, though, which really does make this thing not boring or tiring at all. It's a very easy 48-minute listen. And there's enough tempo change in here to keep it interesting too. If you like this band or this style, you're going to find this album a very cool listen. If you don't like the genre, this won't do anything to change your mind, really. But if you're a fan, this will hit you in the sweet spot. But that said, another solid album from a pretty good fucking band. They do a lot well, and this is another one. It'll be interesting to see what happens next. But yeah, I don't know where that's going to. You hope so. I'm not convinced. I think Burton's relatively happy doing his other stuff at the moment, so we'll see what happens. But Fear Factory without Burton after 30 years is going to be sort of interesting. But all right. Yeah, I think it's a very well put together album. This thing, fits together nicely. It's intense, got a good story to it, and this is worth checking out. I do like the little touch where I mentioned the whole sci-fi thing. There's a quote at the end, "Fear is the mind killer," and I will not fear when the fear is gone, only I will remain. That's straight out of Dune for the bookworms out there. And that was a very cool little touch that I did enjoy at the end of it too, because at the beginning you're talking about being the resistance, and at the end they're talking about, in terms of what I'm taking away, Paul Muad'Dib, who became the leader of the resistance in the end. So it's a bit of an interesting little, play on the whole thing there for me. So 8.5 out of 10. I did enjoy this one a lot. I picked Purity, Recode, and End of Line. So we've got some different standouts there in amongst us as well. So there we go. Getting some comments in here. Okay, cool. A lot of love for Fear Factory, which is nice. Where are we at here? So Tough goes, no wonder you haven't slept. Putting together all these different types of music, you are a Segway champion for Current Affair. I will never work for a Current Affair. That show is fucking pox. Fuck those guys. Benjamin jumped in to say Dino is a really cool guy. He's given me a guide to help me play guitar, and it goes live on my friend's Facebook nearly every week, which is cool. All right, nice. That's good to hear. Facebook Live is awesome. That's what we're doing this via as well. Actually, yeah, Tough goes, this would be good in a Cyberpunk game. Yeah, it would. If you know anything about Cyberpunk, this is for that. Helen, our good friend Helen, has jumped in again. Hey. What's apps, chaps? Got some serious drinking to do, so I'll sign in and sign off. Yeah, pretty much. Good to see you again. She's gone. She'll catch up with a neck brace and sunglasses tomorrow. Okay, enjoy. A lot of people are saying Fear Factory is a fave for both Benjamin and Sally, so awesome to see that happening here. And Benjamin's also said, what happens when you get a collection of 10,000 LPs? I have thousands already, and it's difficult to get back to the old stuff. You get buried on the new ones. Well, that's why we do classic stuff every month and then continue the new stuff every week. That's how we balance it out. We do get to make sure we go back and forth a fair bit. All right. We've done the fun stuff. Now it's on to the one that everyone's been waiting for. This has been hyped for quite some time. We're finally going to get to talk about it because it finally got released. In the comments and in the description, this is where you're going to find a link for a little band called Helloween. Their lyric video for Fear of the Fallen is the one we've gone with today. So check it out in the comments or in the description of this one. We've gone from traditional old school thrash to classic rock to industrial, and now we're going to go to traditional metal. So this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm pretty sure Dave could do his own Dave Ellison over this if I know the man that I'm talking to. This is Helloween. Hey?
Yep. We were talking about that at the end of the last taping, that would pretty much be my review.
Yeah. We'll see how we go. This is Helloween with Helloween, 12 tracks for 65 minutes, though there are some bonus tracks around on this one too, different versions. 16th studio album from the German band, released June 2021 via Nuclear Blast, produced by Charlie Bauerfeind and Dennis Ward at Miss Bueno Studio in Spain. 3 singles have so far been released, including Skyfall and Fear of the Fallen. This is the band's first with the quote-unquote Pumpkins United lineup, which sees the return of original member Kai Hansen and vocalist Michael Kiske. Though this is the band's longest wait between albums, this is their first to have multiple vocalists, and at this time, they haven't gone with 1 or 2, they've gone with 3 lead vocalists on this one. So, Dave, the wait is over. Off you go.
Spill my juice. Helloween are one of my all-time favorite bands. We did the special a couple of months ago, and that was amazing to go for everything. And I have really been looking forward to this album. When they dropped the single for Skyfall a couple of months ago, it was everything I was hoping from the 7-piece lineup, and that was the edited version. And now the whole album is out, I could honestly say it not only lived up to my expectations, it's exceeded them. When it was announced in the metal world a few years ago that Michael Kiske was returning to Helloween, I may have been the only person who was like, oh, fuck. Because I like Andy Jerez. But thankfully they kept him. So, man. Because it's his band. Kiske was in the band for maybe 5 years. Jerez has done this for 30. So he's certainly, so it's great that they kept him. And I think I'm more happy that Kai Hansen is back, because if anyone owns Helloween, it's him. It was his vision to start with. He's got a very distinct style of playing, and it's great to hear him playing in a Helloween album again. He has some lead vocals in the song that he wrote, Skyfall. It would have been cool to hear him take some more lead vocals throughout the album, but it is what it is. And when he does come halfway through Skyfall, it's just like, fuck yeah, this is cool. Yeah. It's cool that they reference various eras of the band. You've obviously got Keeper of the Seven Keys. But there's songs that could also, there's songs you could also have been off Better Than Raw or The Legacy or Seven Sinners. Yeah. And it's nice that they got their little spoken moments in some tracks. It reminded me of what they did on Occasion Avenue on the Legacy album. But with Kiske and Jerez sound great together. I think they bring out the best in each other. And it's just increased the scope of what this band can write to. And when you have a band where pretty much every member of the band can write quality songs, you have to have as many tools in your arsenal as possible.
And hands in as well.
Yeah. And each writer has their own distinct style too. If you're familiar with their entire extensive catalog, as soon as the song starts, you're like, that's an Andy song, or that's a Kai Hansen song. It just comes straight away. And it's just cool to hear that guitar attack from Kai Hansen come back too. And you have to wait for the whole album to get to Skyfall, but it's not Helloween, it's not Keeper of the Seven Keys, but it's that same epic grand feeling. You got many different parts to those songs, and the full version on the album, apart from the single that was released, more solos, more harmonies, more instrumental sections, more drama. Great songwriting. As far as writing goes, I'm going to be an asshole and say I'm glad Kiski sticks to singing, because they let him write a few songs on that god-awful Chameleon album, and we all know how that turned out. That's all water under the bridge now, but everyone knows their strengths, and that's what they play to.
Yeah.
With three guitarists in the band, it would have been really easy for them to just try and one-up each other and just like, I insist that my part's here, I insist it's there. It all just plays together, and it's all to serve the song. There is no ego on this at all, which is fantastic. Especially when you got
that was fucking so important.
You got 7 people in the band now. It would have been very easy to have a disagreement, but everyone's on the same page, and it's fucking amazing. Same goes for the vocals. You've got 3 vocalists, but everyone takes the right part, and who's writing the songs knows. And I'm sure they experimented in the studio to see who could do the better job of what they had. And it would have been really interesting. I wonder if they made a documentary or have some behind-the-scenes footage that they release at some point, because it would be really cool to see some of the process that they went through.
Well, apparently Kiski and Darris get along like a house on fire.
They seem to have that chemistry on stage too, and it's just like, it's really cool to see. When you see a band enjoying themselves up on stage playing songs that you grew up playing, it's just that extra factor. It makes it fantastic. And, with such a long history that this band has, and with such an extensive catalog of quality songs and albums, they pretty much invented the whole subgenre of power metal. And, there was a lot of weight on this album and expectations, because everyone was like, had their eyes up. But even if you take away everything that came before and you know nothing about this band, this is a fucking solid heavy metal album. And if you like metal and you've never heard Helloween, this is a good starting point. Obviously, you have to go back and check out where they came from. But this is a fantastic album, regardless of who's involved. 10 out of 10. If I gave anything less than that, I'd be lying. Fear of the Fallen, Mass Pollution, Angels, Indestructible, Robot King, Skyfall, and the bonus track Golden Times. I thought that one was cool too.
Okay, cool. All right. There you go, people. There's a splooge fest from Dave for everyone to enjoy. We've got our own Dave doing Dave Ellison. Well, Keith can get them for you. This is epic right from the opening fucking note. There's something here that hasn't been around for a while on this one. Got to give a nod to the artwork too. I thought the artwork was clever, well done. It did that thing you were talking about where it's hiding all the elements of this band. The history was all done in the one little still, which is hard, but fucking well done. They've taken their time with this, as well they should. They delayed the release like many others have done. This is really, really the wait. I like Andy Darris in this band. We did our special, like you were saying. And for me, I hadn't covered them as nearly as much as you've spent time with them. But I remember talking to you about it and going, Darris is pretty cool. I don't understand why people jumped off when he came in.
Yeah.
Like, he's so good. But it feels unfair to him to say something like there's been something missing from this band for a while. It's not that it's been missing, but this just has a bit of magic about it. It kind of reminded me of what Brave New World did for Iron Maiden.
Yes.
This feels like that for Helloween. Classic Helloween fans, as well as those who like the Darris newer stuff, anyone who likes traditional melodic metal at all, this is an album for you. All fans of this band, past, present, whatever, can get into this one. This has the whole history of the band in one album, which is just fucking phenomenal. I have to say the 3-prong vocal attack, I think it works really, really well. The harmonies between Darris and Kiski, my God, to die for. Fuck me dead, though. I love the difference in tonality, But I also love how, you got Kissy going higher and Darius really adding the grunt in the slightly lower, more mid-range. Fuck, they worked well together in this one. They really did hit it out of the park. Great push and pull between them. I love the way the storytelling is enhanced by the byplay between the vocalists. They trade off on lines, the harmonies. The whole thing is about those two guys really duking it out in the most positive way possible out the front of this awesome backdrop of just beautifully composed and performed music. This really adds to a lot of drama on this with the vocals like that. Like I said, they're behind them. The composition is fantastic. There's a lot of longer songs in this one, which isn't normally my thing. That's much more your thing. But this is so fucking well written. The drama is well presented. It's busy as all fuck at certain times, but they also get really open it up, slow right down. They really know how to play with the tempo, and every little detail is well and truly paid attention to. The parts have been layered in on this one are stunning. There's, not only vocals like Decide in Fear of the Fall, and that little spoken vocal that goes from left to right, but the synth touches, bits of narrative, there's little Foley things in here too. Like, there's so much detail in this one. It's fantastic. And again, to make that all work, the production is brilliant. It's one hell of a record. The tones are glorious. I love the punch as well as the space on this one. Such a fantastic mix. It has such a big wall of sound, but it lets you hear absolutely everything. Really well done. They knocked it out of the park. I think the album flows for a slightly longer release. This flowed nicely. The performances are all fantastic. But I thought there were some really good solos on this one. The guitar work was pretty fucking good. Even though for a lot of it, they're slightly behind the rhythm, was a really interesting touch on this one. They did push them forward at the right times, but for some of it, they were behind as well. And I thought that really added to the drama and sort of sucked you in a bit more because you want to hear it, so you consciously focus a bit harder on it. And it makes it all the more rewarding because this sonic embrace that comes to you from this listen is just really well done. I just thought the whole thing has nice depth across the board, and how the detail was changed from song to song, but it all is cohesive, was really intelligently done. I don't know. This is fun as a background listen. It really is good as that, but my God, where this really shines is the deep listen. Sit down on this one and just take it in. Put yourself in front of the speakers or the headphones, wherever it is, and just fucking take this record in. It's well worth time. It does not feel like it goes for as long as it does. It flies by. The attention to detail is there in all its glory. And not only is the composition from song to song really engaging, but also the mid-song changes are engaging too. Like, this is really just a deep, deep listen to take in. This would be fucking great to see live. I would like to see this one played from start to finish, along with a few of the greatest hits. You can feel the energy and the chemistry these guys have, all of them together after so long. They've got this awesome chemistry, and you can feel it on the record, which means it's going to go off live. You can just feel it when you listen to it, which is fantastic. You can feel that it's fun. There's no ego in this. They just, they want to do something great, and they've knocked it out of the park. I know that the last album, My God-Given Right, wasn't their best work. Wasn't bad, but this one... God, What the fuck they did here was fantastic. Great hooks. This stays with you. It's memorable in every way. I've played this a lot already, and I'm nowhere near tired of it. I've got great longevity to it. And the storytelling is really cool too. Some great lyrics. There is some cheese, but there's always been that with this band, and this sort of is another throwback element to give you the fun side of what these guys do. There's always a bit of tongue-in-cheek about it, and that is well represented here, along with the more serious sort of topics going on. If you slept on this band or dismissed them or jumped off years ago, this is not the album to do that to. This is another classic band throwing down the gauntlet to the young ones and going, here, top this, kids, and good fucking luck, because this is pretty fucking special. The only critique I can think of is that the bonus tracks may stretch this a bit for time, but fuck, I didn't feel like that at all. I think they're still worth it. This is a weird way to sort of close out my review on this one, but it feels like Christmas listening to this album. It really felt like Christmas. It feels weird to say Helloween brought me Christmas, but, it feels like Christmas. I just fucking loved it. This is so damn well done. Fucking check it out. 10 out of 10 from me as well. I fucking loved it. Fear of the Fallen, Angels, Best Time. That's a really cool one. And Out for Glory. But so many more tracks on there. There are no duds on this one at all. Fuck me dead. Fantastic. Wow. Just a wow album. I'm trying to go through the comments now to see where we're going. Fuck, okay. All right. So, Nikki's going to show us your tits, Dave. I think she saw more than that from all of us tonight. Here we go. Rawtism go, Kiski still fucking got it. Yes, they do. What else? Yeah, he's definitely got it. Tough said, listen to them for so long. I always thought their name could have been so much cool, like Shadow in the Dark, but everything they do is wicked and different, which is cool as well. And Rawtism said that would be an epic. When we're talking about the documentary, that would be cool to see if they had it. That would be awesome to see. What else we got here? Neil has jumped in on Facebook. Say, old enough to egos go to the side, make a great album. Yes, definitely so. If these guys are younger, I don't know if it worked, but yeah, this is very, very cool. What else we got here? Okay. Sally's gone, I tried to listen for this review, but I was multitasking at the time. What I caught of it, great. We'll be seeking it out when I've got some time myself. Yes, Sally, please do. This is really cool. People enjoying the album. All sorts of stuff cool. What else we got? So you can, Rawtism, so you can have Helloween on Christmas. Yes, you can in this case. Or the other way around, Christmas on Halloween. Take your pick. But that is a fucking stunner of a release, and I'm not tired of it. I've listened to that a good half dozen times to a dozen times, I reckon, and I'm still just like, yep, I'm in for the ride every single time I put it on. Fucking fantastic. That'll be a top 10 contender for sure. If that doesn't make our top 10 for you and I at the end of the year, I will be dying of shock, I think, for both of us. There'd have to be some pretty fucking special releases to top it. And with your little shirt roll up there, Nikki's gone, oh, Dave. He's a bit of a tease. But that brings us to the conclusion of our 4 reviews for tonight's broadcast. We're going to be back again on Sunday. We're going to be talking about Buck Cherry and more. We'll see what else is going to be going into. I've got to do some other stuff. Like I said, I've got to catch up on some sleep and do some other stuff in there too. But I'll work all that out for everyone to get their head around by tomorrow night latest. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely going to be talking about the new Buck Cherry album on Sunday. So that is the precursor to the whole thing. Nikki, if you're still here, I don't know who we're talking to on Tuesday night. If you've got anyone locked in yet, I don't know. But let me know. Just stir the pot some more there. But we'll have an interview or something lined up for Tuesday, and then we're back again on Thursday. So we're back into the regular routine now. We've got our TV schedule sorted out. And July and August are going to be a bit different on the TV side of things. So get ready for a bit of fun, because we're going to be talking, going back in time a bit over the next couple of months to celebrate 10 years of the show. Sally's gone, cool. Love Buck Cherry, which is cool. A lot of us do as well. Mm-hmm. Tough going. I used to have a Helloween poster. I think I need to update. Yeah, that album cover, that'd be a great poster. The new one.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
That would be very, very cool. But yeah, that concludes things for us. So make sure you're following us. Our details are in the description of this, whether you're watching now live with us or watching later on or listen to the audio. Thank you for tuning in no matter when and how you do it. But our details are there. Please like, follow, subscribe, all the usual things. Give it a share so people know when to check us out. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday is how we do things. And we've got a lot going on as well. We've got some. Check out our Spotify profile for playlists on what we're listening to at the moment. There's all stuff going on. And like I said, our next special, we have been doing the Metal Church thing for a while, but we'll be filming it soon, and then we'll release it at the end of July. Is our Metal Church special. So get your collection ready for that one. We're going to go back through time of that band. There's a lot of gigs and releases and that and videos coming up. So if you've got anything you want to share with us, always get involved. Send us an email. That's in the description as well. So yeah, basically all those sorts of things are there. And it's the usual thing. And as always, a big, big thank you to our fantastic sponsors in Squidding, Screen Printing, Alt, Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Please find them. Give them a follow as well. Their details like ours are in the description of this, wherever you're tuning in. And if you want to help us out directly, check out our Patreon page for more information on that, or we have a PayPal link as well. Any help you give us allows us to do more, and it's greatly appreciated and probably helps me to get more sleep, to be honest. That's where it all sort of falls over for me. But yeah, Nikki's still here, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a message from her pretty soon going, so we'll see what happens. But what else have we got here? Okay, yeah, people are getting back forth, which so Benjamin's jumped in saying, hardworking, multitasking Sally, have a great night and cheers to everyone. Yes, so cool. We are doing the wrap up now. We have one more piece of business to go to, as always, though, and that is time for the bin.
The bin.
So, what have you got?
Yep, myself. It has to be. Violence with a Mallet is not on. Put it down. Don't throw it at things. Things get broken. So, yep, own stupidity. Myself's going in the bin.
This is where you become the actual parent and the adult in the room, and you go, that's why people told me not to run when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's why you don't run with children. That's why you don't throw mallets. It's pretty simple.
Yeah,
learn the hard way.
Yep. But that's pretty much how we learn most things, Dave, especially in our little group. We need to learn things the hard way, big time. For my bin, a little more serious, but the last few years with the uncertainty around community television, I'm grateful as all fact that we've got 3 years now, but we could have avoided so much of this, so much of this pain if we'd have just done this from the start. But anyway, that's what I'm putting in the bin. Just the last few years. I'm grateful that we've got the 3 years now, which is fantastic. But if we could just have that stability, we wouldn't have lost so many channels for starters, but also the shows. Yeah. And it's always glad now, but it's the relief I felt when that announcement came through of 3 years. It's just like, fuck, okay. You don't realize how much of a weight that is on your shoulders until it's gone, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, and that's just me producing one television show, feeling that for the networks. I feel so sorry for the people behind the scenes at the networks, like Shane Dunlop at 31, that I've spoken to a bit. That's just so much pain. I'm grateful for those people to have that relief now, but it would have been so much better just to do it to begin with, because now it's a massive backflip for no fucking reason at all. So it's just all that torture and pain was for nothing. I'll take it, but fuck, painful bastards. Someone's asking if there is anything in this bin. I don't know if you can see, but there is stuff in here. It's just where I've got storage at the moment, because I'm rearranging the entire set for when we get things done. Here we go. So there's Benjamin asking if there's anything in this bin. So there we go. He answered that question. Sorry, Tough has gone. Bin all radio stations and give your own radio show. Get the true fucking metal out there. Well, I don't think there's a reason why we're on community television and not on commercial television. I will leave it at that. What else we got here? Nikki's gone. Yes, the government's photo got munted at our not farewell taping. Congrats, though. You deserve it. So, Nikki had a lot of fun with her brother, which we'll be seeing the light of day. Remember the bag of tricks, Dave? Just a bit of a teaser for everyone out there.
Yes. Yeah, the trick bag was fun.
For someone anyway. We'll see how that goes. Tough goes. Was a real find for me. Helped me out in my little voyage. Awesome, cool, well done. And Benjamin also said a lot of people taking the butt over the last few years. So that's definitely happened in general. But we are in a better place now. We are grateful for it. And here's to 3 more years of us on TV, and that helps us to grow things like what we're doing now. It gives us a chance to do it properly without the immediate pressure being on it too. So relieved, happy, grateful, but all those things are there. Thank you everyone for sticking around with us too. Thanks for jumping into these streams. We are going to continue doing these streams. This doesn't go away, which just means that I'm now busier than I've ever been for the next 3 years. Fantastic. But no, all around, it's good stuff. We get to do things right and we get to build things properly now. So I think we're all very excited behind the scenes. I'm pretty sure you agree with that, Dave.
Oh, I am. Yeah. Shocked and excited. It's going to be cool.
Yep. We're going to have a lot of fun, people. We're going to have a lot of fun. So keep with us, keep following, liking, subscribing, all those things. And if you're in Adelaide tonight, tune in on Channel 44, 10:30 p.m. We are on your TV screens tonight with a normal episode. Forgive me, I've forgotten which one I put through because I had to send another one through last night, and it's all just fucking chaos. The last week and a half has been nuts. So we're back to, better things next week. Like I said, just need a weekend to sleep. But it's going to be cool, and we're very, very happy. And then on Saturday night, tune in 10:30 p.m. for our marathon. We'll have 2 hours of what we filmed the other night, where we have us all sitting around and having some drinks and talking about some music and some old times and stuff. And we'll have a special following that with the marathon. The 2 specials I picked were, there's a local band clip show from a few years ago that Nikki, you were involved in that with me and Jody. Where we had the band sending in their own introductions, which is cool. And then we also have our 2016 Christmas special, which is another one we thought was our last episode as well. So we went off the hook for that special too. So we're a bit of a weird one to do Christmas in the mid-year, but it's a kind of fitting one because we thought we were going off the air yet again. So I think we play that one there as well. So all sorts of fun for you on Saturday night, 10:30 p.m. until about 4:30 in the morning. So, you got a lot of hours there. So hit the record button if you want to watch it properly. But anyway, we have a lot more to get through. We've got a lot more coming up. There's a lot of news coming up in the next few weeks all around community television and other stuff as well. So keep up to date. Like, follow, subscribe, like I was saying, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Is there anything else you wanted to add to the tail end of this, Dave?
No, I'm good. Don't throw mallets.
Like I said, I've waffled, but I'm tired, so forgive me if I'm rambling. But we'll wrap it up there. Thank you all so much for tuning in, getting in the comments. It's been great to see you all here with us tonight. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Until then, though, I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
As always,
Drink up.
and rock on. And now we do the traditional thing where we say goodbye to Twitter first. Bye-bye, Twitter.
Bye, Twitter.
And then we say goodbye to YouTube. Good to see you all here tonight, but we'll see you all again soon. Thanks for tuning in.